Yo, what it is, what it ain't, man. First off, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been supporting me through this channel and this journey. Whether you left a comment, liked the video, even shared it with somebody, man. I just want to let y'all know I appreciate y'all, man, for real. So if you're new here, man, just make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you won't miss a drop. I got a lot of content coming, man, when it comes to reactions, hoop talk, original stuff, man. I got coming when it comes to gaming and the NBA and all that type stuff, man. But we just getting started. So I just want to say I appreciate the love, man. And yes, sir, let's keep going together. Let's get into the video. Let's get it. Yo, what it is, what it ain't, YouTube. This your boy MJT coming at you with another banger reaction video, man. Let's get it, let's go. Yes, sir, man. How y'all been doing, man? You know I just chilling. Yeah, ain't too much going on, man. Took a little reset from you, trying to get back on track. Now your boy's back on track. Ain't too much going on in basketball. I know they've been talking about Shannon Sharp getting fired from ESPN. Just a bunch of different stuff, and so basketball is kind of dry at the moment. So I'm finna react to the greatest game of Michael Jordan's career. Let me see who posted this. Shout out to Post 2K for this video. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into it.
When you think of Michael Jordan's greatest performance, which one comes to mind? The shot on Elo to win the series against the Cavs in '89? How about his iconic shrug game after hitting 6 threes in the first half of the '92 finals? Or is it his legendary flu game against the Jazz in the '97 finals?
Yeah, he right. Like when you think of Michael Jordan, greatest games of all time, you think of 6 threes in one half and going like 73 points or 69 points against Larry Bird and them, or was it Larry Bird and them? I'm not sure. But stuff like that, man, when you think of greatest games of Michael Jordan's career. I can't wait to see what he's talking about, man.
Finals. I can go on forever. MJ owns a handful of the greatest performances in NBA history. But in my opinion, Game 6 of the 1998 Finals against the Utah Jazz stands as his masterpiece. In a decade of complete and utter dominance, Jordan had a chance to do what no one has done in modern NBA history: capture a second three-peat and his 6th title in 8 years. But it wasn't gonna come easy. Despite being up 3-2 in the series, the pressure Jordan faced was suffocating. This was Chicago's last dance. Coach Phil Jackson was gone at the end of the season, and MJ's second retirement was looming. And to make matters worse, Scottie Pippen gets injured and leaves the court just minutes into Game 6. Everything was on MJ's shoulders. In this one game, Michael Jordan...
It's just crazy how a lot of Michael Jordan shoes that we don't hoop in no more, we just wear for fashion. That's how much he changed the game. Like, nobody wears his shoes for basketball like that. It's all about fashion. To this day, he probably got the most popular shoe in today's game over LeBron, over Steph Curry, over Kyrie, over anybody. Ain't nobody beating the Jordan. Anything. He's the GOAT of all time. He's the GOAT in shoes. He was a NBA team owner. Man, like, ain't do nothing wrong. Now he finna be a part of NBC next. What y'all say about that? What y'all think about that type of stuff? Michael Jordan as an analyst? I don't know, but I can't see it.
Jordan has a chance to do the impossible and solidify himself as the greatest to ever do it.
The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship, and it's their 2nd three-peat.
It's been over a quarter century since MJ's historical Game 6. So much has happened in the NBA since. So to understand the importance, the stakes, the sheer magnitude of this game, we have to go back even further. A selfish scorer, just a dunker, the Pistons' punching bag, the guy with all the talent, but no rings. That was the label thrown onto Michael Jordan for the first 6 seasons of his NBA career. until he shattered the narrative. In 1991, Mike and the Bulls finally broke through, capturing his first championship and finals MVP against the team of the 80s, and it marked the start of a new age in the NBA, the Jordan era. In 92, he proved that he wasn't just a one-hit wonder.
Even though it don't work with Jordan, but they trying to always say that Jordan only won because the Detroit Pistons got old. Ain't that what happens? Ain't that a part of the game? Like, players get older. So it's like, can't blame Jordan for that. That's crazy to me. Y'all trying to use that, oh, y'all wait till Detroit got old and got injured, then he started winning championships. Okay. And you talk about he ain't win since he got Scottie Pippen, but Scottie Pippen been in the league since 87. He ain't win till 91, so it ain't like as soon as he got Scottie Pippen, that's when he started winning. They was still losing for a minute. So I use that a lot too. I don't get it. It is what it is, man.
He hit Portland
Jordan
with a
era.
shrug, back-to-back titles, back-to-back finals MVPs, and yet the man wanted more. In 1993, he did just that with his third consecutive championship. A three-peat, if you will. A feat that Magic, Bird, Kareem, and many other greats weren't.
I don't think anybody in this time gonna get a three-peat, bro. I can't see it. Been what, over 20 years since we got the last three. I can't see it nowadays. OKC does have the best chance to do it, but I just don't see nobody getting a three-peat. And he got it twice. Definitely
weren't
to
able
go.
to pull off. In fact, no team had won 3 straight championships since the Celtics in the 60s. Jordan was already cemented among the game's elite, and apparently, that was enough. At 30 years old, right smack in the middle of his prime, MJ retired from basketball for a multitude of reasons. And you probably know the story. He leaves the game, plays baseball for a little while, gets the itch to return to basketball, and just like that, he's back. Or, in Michael's words, he made his return late in the 95 season, but his supporting cast just wasn't the same. The Bulls lost in the second round to the Orlando Magic, and it set the stage for an incredible 1996 season. In his first full year back, MJ captured his 4th MVP as Chicago went 72-10, the greatest record in history at the time. And like he never left, Jordan was back on the mountaintop to capture his 4th ring. But to think the dude is satisfied would be crazy. In 97, he and the Bulls were poised for another run, and with a meeting against the Malone and Stockton-led Utah Jazz in the finals, MJ went into another dimension.
Or sick has been bad news for the opponent. They turn it around and finish to Pippen. Oh, by Jordan. Jordan trying to slip it, and then turn it back and hit. Jordan fires for yes. Pippen backing Hornacek. Here's Jordan. Yes! Michael Jordan from straight away. The Bulls have won their 5th championship in the last 7 years.
An iconic buzzer beater to beat Utah in Game 1, and with the series tied at 2, the man entered Game 5 crippled by the flu, or food poisoning. And he still snapped. 38 points, 7 boards, 5 dimes, and 3 steals in the win. He wasn't human. Jordan's greatness was truly unshakable now. Back-to-back titles, 5 in 7 years, and a 5th finals MVP. The NBA was at MJ's mercy, and another three-peat was officially on the horizon. But it didn't come without some pressure. Riding high off their 5th championship, Jordan and the Bulls got a reality check. Prior to the start of the 98 season, GM Jerry Krause told Phil Jackson that he can go 82-0 and he still won't return as coach the following season. The reason?
That's crazy to me as a GM. You just gonna announce that like matter what's going on, you still gonna be fired. I don't care if you win 82 games and win the championship. I'm gonna stop this dynasty by firing you. And they never was the same after that. Because he wanted to be the sole reason why they won. Like, bro, that's crazy.
Well, it's due to Jerry's fascination in starting a rebuild right in the middle of a dynasty. Once the news broke, Jordan made it clear that he won't play for anyone but Phil, hinting at retirement. Plus, the fact that he was in the final year of his contract made it official. This was the last dance for the Bulls' dynasty. Like he has for most of his career, MJ used this as motivation. He averaged 28 points on the season and captured his 5th MVP. A great honor, but not the hardware he was looking for. In round 1 of the playoffs, the dude was scorching as he averaged 36 in a sweep over the Nets. And in round 2, Chicago flexed their dominance, manhandling the Hornets in 5 to set up an Eastern Conference Finals face-off against Reggie Miller and the Pacers. Chicago came out firing as they won games 1 and 2, but on the road in Indy, the Pacers answered in game 3. And thanks to some late game heroics by Reggie Miller in game 4, this series is tied at 2. The Bulls would answer at home, and then Indiana did the same to force a do-or-die game 7. Just the second such game during the Bulls' dynasty. But Jordan didn't flinch.
We're gonna win game 7. I never make promises. I don't make promises to my wife, but we will win game 7.
With the dynasty on the line, MJ stayed true to his word, pouring in 28 points to survive and keep the three-peat alive. Indiana pushed them to the edge, but their next opponent will be their greatest test, because they know them all too well. It was the rematch. Jordan and his Bulls up against a two-headed monster in Utah, motivated by what happened last season. And Game 1 made that clear. Despite a 33-point outburst from MJ, the Jazz managed to escape with a 3-point overtime win to get one step closer to revenge. But bad news for them, Jordan took that loss personally. In Game 2, the man lit Utah's building on fire with a 37-point nuke, including 13.
And you will have like nobody in today's game that, except like when Kobe was it, because nobody wanted to piss off Kobe either. But Jordan was on another level of this. Like, don't nobody want to talk stuff to Jordan. Don't want to piss Jordan off, because he will score 30 on your damn head in one quarter. It was just crazy. I ain't gonna lie, he probably was the most feared player when it comes to basketball in history that I've heard about. I heard him, I heard Larry Bird, I heard Kobe. Larry Bird, he used to talk stuff and do what he said, but I don't think he was on Jordan level when it comes to like man, fear. People straight fear this dude, bro. Ain't nobody in the NBA, in today's NBA, that you fear. Nobody. Not to me. Everybody want to say LeBron was feared. LeBron was feared to a certain extent. Everybody know he was a nice dude. Everybody know he was a nice dude. He gonna get his points. He gonna get his assists. He gonna get all that. But like fear is a whole nother story. And Jordan, yeah, he was definitely on another level when it comes to fear.
18 of those in the fourth quarter as the Bulls are headed back to Chicago with the series tied. And it was home sweet home in Game 3 as they embarrassed the Jazz in a 42-point massacre. Yes, the largest winning margin in NBA Finals history. In Chicago,
damn, 96 to 54?
With a chance to go up 3-1, Mike was electric once again with 34 points, including another double-digit fourth quarter. And for the second year in a row, they've put Utah on the brink of elimination. MJ can taste the champagne, but it would have to wait. Karl Malone was a wrecking ball in Game 5, smashing the Bulls for 39-9-5 in the win to avoid elimination, pushing the series back to Utah for a Game 6. Jordan and the Bulls had a golden opportunity to clinch the three-peat at home. Instead, they now face a daunting Game 6 and potential Game 7 on the road. The pressure was mounting. A Game 7 with an older, injured, worn-down Bulls team is not ideal. It had to end now. MJ has to get his 6th in 6. MJ and the Bulls are back in Utah looking to put an end to this series and cap off their dynasty with a 6th and final championship. And as if the pressure on Jordan wasn't already sky high, it hit its peak just minutes into Game 6. On the first play of the night, Pippen throws down a two-handed slam and immediately grimaces. Scottie had been dealing with a back issue throughout the series, and this dunk completely handicapped him, putting an even bigger burden on Jordan. At the 7-minute mark, the man announces his arrival with a patented fadeaway over Stockton for his first bucket of the game. And just a minute later, he extends his range out to the left wing, lacing a triple to put Chicago up 7. MJ was starting to get a feel for the game, but right as he was, it went south. Laboring with that back injury, Pippen heads back to the locker room at the 5-minute mark of the first quarter, officially leaving Jordan all by his lonesome. He'd finished the quarter with a hezzy pull-up in Brian Russell's grill to tie it at 22, but other than that, it wasn't very pretty. 8 points on 3 of 8 shooting, getting outplayed by Karl Malone, who had 12 at the end of the frame. And with Scottie Pippen still in the locker room to start the second quarter, Jordan had to turn it on. And I think he sensed it.
Jordan, daylight for 3. Jordan wheels inside around Anderson. Michael springs free and takes the lob from Kukoc. Jordan for 3. And there's his answer. It was Russell's first basket. Here's Michael. He's got 21. Jordan's the guy they want, even more so than usual, and that's why.
Nasty footwork in the paint, a long-range triple, a lob at the cup, another 3 from the right wing, a tough jumper, and then another fadeaway to mark his 6th straight field goal made in this quarter. MJ was an inferno. Even at 35 years old, lacking some of the athleticism he used to have, the man was still able to take over games with his assassin-like shot making. But despite his sizzling 15-point second quarter to give him 23 at halftime, the Bulls still found themselves down 4. They needed a spark, and at the beginning of the third quarter, they got just that. Pippen was back for the start of the period, but you can tell he wasn't 100%. The dude was gonna be a decoy out there. At the 8-minute mark of the third, Jordan swishes home a midi to get Chicago within 4. But that wasn't the talking point of the quarter. Just minutes later, tempers start to flare as Malone and Rodman get into some sort of wrestling match.
This nigga Rodman is bro. Like, he be doing unnecessary. And they want to compare Draymond to him. Draymond ain't nowhere near on his level when it comes to being a disruptive. He'll do anything to get in your head. Like, dude, who was a better defender to y'all? Dennis Rodman or Draymond? Comment down below who y'all think. I'm gonna give the edge to Dennis because he rebound, he plays, he guards the big man, and you can say that about Draymond as well. But it's not very many big men like it was back then in today's NBA. Pretty much only got 2, and Joel Embiid got hurt, so you got 1 big man that you really have to worry about. So he was guarding Shaq, Karl Malone, Tim Duncan, like he was guarding the centers, bro. And he was only like, what, 6'8", 6'9", about 220? Like, yeah, I give him the edge on defense, for real.
And as that's going on, at the other end of the court, Brian Russell and MJ give each other a shot. Russell's pissed, but Mike is unfazed. He's got something in store for him a little bit later.
Jordan, open.
On the next possession, Michael goes right at Russell and loses him with a filthy shimmy into a right shoulder fadeaway, and it's butter to put him up to 27 points on the night. But coming off his heater of a second quarter, the third was pretty underwhelming. Sitting at a solid 29 on the night, he put in just 6 in the frame on 2 for 6 shooting and 2 for 4 at the line. Fatigue seemed to be playing a serious factor. I mean, for context, the dude is in a deep postseason run for the 3rd straight season, and he hasn't missed a single game, regular season or playoffs, since he returned from retirement.
How many people in today's NBA doing that? Not too many. And I ain't talking about role players. Superstars. Playing every single game of the season. I don't know if we're going to see that again, bro. This man ain't missed a game in 3 years. At this point. Yeah, it's different, bro. It's definitely different now.
Sheer amount of miles on his legs seemed to be catching up to him. So, considering his fatigue and Scotty's injury, MJ can't allow this series to go 7. It has to end now.
Quarter.
To start the 4th quarter, he drives and fades off the block for a wet jumper to put him up to 33 points. His reaction? Ice cold. It's time to kill. A couple minutes later, he knocks down 2 free throws to get within 1, and on the very next possession, he finds his sweet spot in the mid-range and fills up the cup to give Chicago the lead, shooting his total up to 37 points. The clutch god was showing out. Then he disappeared. Midway through the quarter, MJ went cold, missing 3 straight field goals within a minute, all of which were short. A telltale sign that a player is fatigued since he can't get enough elevation on his jumper. This was worrisome. At the 3-minute mark, Mike launches a 3 and he's short yet again. Utah comes back down and Malone flares for a wide open jumper to put the Jazz up 4 with 2 minutes to go. It looked like this one was slipping through the Bulls' hands. Jordan has to dig deep. Off the Malone bucket, MJ comes back and attacks the rim. Brian Russell fouls him, and he catches his breath at the free throw line as he drains both shots to get Chicago within 2. Moments later, he relentlessly attacks the rim again, gets fouled again, and as he shoots these massively clutch free throws with 59 seconds to go, Dennis Rodman is so confident that he's gonna make them that he turns away from the rim and is talking to fans as Michael laces them. The game is tied at 83. The Jazz make their way down the court and Stockton finds a weak spot in the defense. Karl Malone dots him out of the post. He lines up the seams and splashes a monster 3 to put Utah up with 41 seconds remaining. A heart stopper. Chicago calls timeout and a Game 7 is less than a minute away. It was a 3-pointer that seemed to force Jordan and the Bulls into an inevitable Game 7 in Utah. But in reality, it set into motion a series of events that led to the crowning jewel of the Bulls' dynasty. Running on fumes with whatever energy he has left in the final 41 seconds,
everything.
Michael Jordan, like he has his entire career, delivered with the single greatest sequence in sports history.
Michael working on Russell, brings them to within 1.
They scored within 4 seconds there. That's how quickly that changes now. Now it puts the pressure on the Jazz to score once again.
Jordan with 43. Malone is doubled. They swat at it and steal it. Here comes Chicago. 17 seconds. 17.
This man ran down the whole clock. Usually you gonna try to get a bucket so you can just play defense. This man had so much confidence that he ran down the whole clock. Game they had. Crazy.
Seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open.
Hold on. Score was right there.
Seconds from Game 7. 15 seconds. Malone is doubled. They swat at it and steal it. Here comes Chicago. 17 seconds. 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan.
I'm here. Made him fall.
Chicago with the lead.
That's crazy. That's your last shot in your prime of your career. And you retire. You made a nigga fall for the game winner in the finals. and clinched your three-peat. You can't. This is supposed to be a storybook ending until he came back for the Wizards. I don't know why he did that, but yeah.
Timeout, Utah. 5.2 seconds left. Michael Jordan running on fumes with 45 points.
If this was in a movie, you wouldn't believe it. The greatest player in the history of the game with the ball down by 1 breaks his defender's ankles and perfectly swishes home the jumper to get his team 5 seconds away from their second three-peat and 6th championship in 8 years. But it wasn't just the shot either. It was the tough banker off glass into a crucial steal on the opposing team's best player that led to the iconic shot. It was absolute perfection. In the final 41 seconds, no other player on the Bulls touched the ball. It was all MJ. With all the pressure of this being the last gasp of Chicago's dynasty and Jordan's final moments in a Bulls uniform, he sealed it in storybook fashion with his 45th point of the night. It is, in my opinion, the greatest moment in the history of basketball. But I must mention that there's still 5 seconds left. Utah's coming out of their timeout down by 1. One shot can send this series to a 7th game. Either we're going 7, or Michael Jordan's final moment in a Chicago uniform is a masterpiece.
Stockton. Harper's on him. Behind the screen. Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship, and it's their second three-peat.
Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I led you to believe it was easy when it wasn't. Maybe I made you think my highlights started at the free throw line and not in the gym. Maybe I made you think that every shot I took was a game winner, that my game was built on flash and not fire. Maybe it's my fault that you didn't see that failure gave me strength, that my pain was my motivation. Maybe I led you to believe that basketball was a God-given gift and not something I worked for every single day of my life. Maybe I destroyed the game. Or maybe you're just making excuses.
Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead.
The Chicago Bulls have won their first ever NBA championship. Chicago Bulls have won the NBA championship for the second straight season. Chicago Bulls have made it 3 straight NBA championships. The Chicago Bulls have won the 96 NBA championship.
And it's their second three-peat.
1998 NBA Finals MVP Michael Jordan.
Yeah, man. What y'all think? Was that Jordan's best game of his career? I can't say. I have to look at more games of Michael Jordan. Like I said, he got the 6 3-point game back in the 80s. You could put this in there. Man, you had a bunch of games, bro, that I've been hearing about and seeing highlights about. Like I said, comment down below if y'all think that this is the greatest game of Michael Jordan's career. And shout out to Post 2K for this video, man. I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below stuff that you want me to react to. Turn on post notifications to be alerted when I post new videos. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all next time. Let's get it. Peace.